Hello Libra, and welcome to your reading for January 2019. Happy New Year. Hope the start of 2019 is going well for you, or that it will go well for you. My name is Melanie, and today I'm using two different decks. The first deck is the Tattoo Tarot deck, 5 cards there which you see, and later on I'll be pulling a card from the Dreamtime Reading Cards set, which I kind of use like oracle cards, and that will be about the overall theme for Libra in the month of January. This is a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising sign Libra. It may or may not resonate with you, so take what you like and leave the rest. If you do like it, you know what to do. If not, there are plenty of other awesome readers out there on YouTube, or check back another month, or for your moon sign or rising sign that may resonate. But all good anyway. Let's just dive in. So these are the 5 cards that came out for you guys for January. The first card being your past energy, and for that you guys have the 9 of Coins, which is the 9 of Pentacles. The second card there represents the present situation, current issues. You guys have the 9 of Coins, or the 9 of Pentacles, King of Coins, or the King of Pentacles. Sorry, God. Third card there representing possible obstacles this month. You guys have this 3 of Swords. Fourth card being possible helpful tools for Librans this month. The Fool came out for you. And the final card there being the outcome card for January 2019. You guys have the 8 of Cups. Then what does this all mean? Right, so starting from the beginning, first card there, past energy, 9 of Coins. So the 9 of Coins is a card about sort of success and kind of chilling after success, particularly material success and satisfaction. So coins or pentacles, you know, being about practical matters, finances, career, money, jobs, business, that kind of stuff. So it looks like in the past, at some point, you've gained, say, perhaps some wealth or some material satisfaction, and currently you're sort of enjoying the fruits of your labour. You're just kind of chilling with the luxuries, so to speak, that you have, and relaxing in that. There's sort of a sense of abundance and material comfort, self-worth, accomplishment, stability, security, kind of coming from a sense of that that you have worked hard, essentially, and now you're sort of at this point of easing into that sense of security, perhaps, that you have gained from things materializing and reaching some goals. Sort of about celebration and appreciation of life, right? Life at that point in time, sometime in your past. This card can also have another meaning though, and that is being a little bit too obsessed with what you've obtained, sort of financially and work-wise, and as a result of that, sort of being a bit cut off and isolated from the real world, being a little bit too into all the material things and sort of in a bit of fantasy land with everything that you've acquired and achieved. So it could be about a good thing or a bad thing, but either way it does represent sort of material abundance and great sort of satisfaction and luxury after hard work and sort of acquisition of things. And now there's a sort of a sense of celebrating in a good way, or celebrating in kind of a slightly arrogant way after some good fortune and hard work. So I'm not sure if either of those interpretations resonate with you, Libra. So that is the past energy. So that might be the recent past or the distant past. Time is, I guess, non-linear, really, in terms of universal spirit and energy. Anyway, moving on to present. So the current issues and situations that you guys may be dealing with in January, you have the King of Coins, or the King of Pentacles. So wow, on the back of the 9 of Coins card there, you know, this is also a card of wealth. You know, this king has acquired a lot of stuff, financially. He's in a very good place. He appreciates the fine things in life. He's put in a lot of work and yielded amazing results. This could actually be a person in your life, perhaps a man who's, a king, being sort of father figure, a leader, a boss, benefactor, somebody like that in your life. So who is in this position in your life, or this could actually be you and how you're currently feeling right now. So this card represents sort of sensuousness, security, certainly financial security, abundance, things like control and discipline. It's a very earthy, grounded energy, and there's been, you're at a point now of having accumulated money, or accumulated something that represents, tangible rewards for you guys in your life right now as a result of hard work through an achievement through hard work and discipline. So having, coming from a sense of either like I said, a person, a man who's very successful, has a lot of business acumen, very experienced or intelligent, or this is you and this is where you're at right now. This card can suggest the need to consult financial advice, and be wise with what you have worked really hard for, but also to appreciate, the finer things in life, quality over quantity, that kind of energy. So it sounds like right now you're in a pretty good place, a generous place, a place of abundance and achievement. So, but with a really bit of a different energy, certainly, than the Nine of Coins, because this card represents, this is the king who's really got it made, kind of thing, in looking over his kingdom with sort of quiet satisfaction. However, moving on to the third card, being possible obstacles that may come up for Librans in the month of January, and you have the Three of Swords, which, look, I won't lie, is a card of heartbreak. Three of Swords is about sorrow, grief, rejection, painful separation, a loss, heartbreak, disappointment. This may well be, it could be a relationship, it could be a friendship that has broken up, it could be anything really that represents a loss and a sense of, being stabbed in the heart, which is terribly painful. As an obstacle right now in this month, whatever happens or has happened that has caused a lot of heartbreak and pain for you guys, pain is extraordinarily difficult, emotional pain or physical pain. It's, I guess, what happens with that pain and how you choose to tolerate it and move through it. Everything is temporary in life. Whatever has come up now that is painful and difficult will pass in time. It will ease, regardless of whether you feel like it will or not. Everything is a cycle. So perhaps if something like this is happening for you guys, it's maybe beneficial to absolutely acknowledge and validate the pain and take care of yourself right now through this kind of hurt, but remember to focus on recovery and healing rather than solely wallowing in the painful feelings. It's important to work through that and to process that, to give yourself time to heal and recover, or someone in your life to recover. Maybe there's a heartbreak around you and you are supporting someone through that. This could be, pain or separation from something that needed to break up, essentially, whether that's whether that is a relationship or breaking up from, say, a job, or, I don't know, a circle of friends, or a way of thinking, even letting go of something that has needed to go from your life. And of course, that is a good thing, as long as you are aware of that. The thing with this card too is that something is changing. It may well be painful, but resisting that and fighting that will only cause more pain. No matter how difficult that is, it's a part of life. So as much as you can, have faith and remember that we all go through times like that, and then we develop scars, and scars are a reminder of where we've been and how strong we can be. And of course, with an ending, that inevitably means a change and something new beginning, and we can see that in the card next to the Three of Swords with the Fool, which is the very first card of the major arcana. So this, in this position, this is possible helpful tools for you guys in January. So on the back of a loss, or something that is very heartbreaking, right next to that, what is helpful is the Fool and the Fool's kind of energy. And the Fool is this beautiful new, young, fresh energy, starting out into the world, adventuring out into the world with kind of fresh new eyes, traveling light, going into adventure, seeking, taking a real sense of living in the present moment. It's the start of the journey, having all this kind of beautiful energy to just think, oh, the world is my oyster, all paths are possible. It's really about spontaneity and being carefree, being excited to go out into the world, this kind of childlike wonder and optimism, and following your heart. So, which is really, I think, an interesting phrase on the back of the Three of Swords, where there may be a sense of a broken heart. Then you have the Fool, so you're perhaps using some of the Fool to manage that and to now follow your heart, which may be a little sore and bruised right now, to still see life has many, many wonderful things still to offer. So perhaps this month it's a real balancing act of still looking ahead and having a degree of hope and optimism, and okay, some other doors are opening to me right now which I didn't anticipate, and frankly perhaps I didn't want, but shit's happened, and you have a choice about where you go with that and how you process these things. The Fool is also a reminder not to take life too seriously, be open to random opportunities, to take a break from sort of real structure and routine. So, which again I think can be really helpful if we're feeling really down at times. It's hard to see humour and fun and lightness in a heartbreak, but that's a very heavy energy, and perhaps incorporating some of the light energy and not taking things too seriously, remembering that things will move and will change, could be really useful for you guys right now. The final card for the month of January for Libra is the Eight of Cups, and this is the outcome card for this month. So look, I won't lie, this is another card which could go either way. Cups are the suit of emotions, of feelings, relationships, friendships, family, intuition, spirituality, matters of the heart, and in the Eight of Cups, this represents sort of walking away from something that has been painful, from an overwhelming emotional situation. This card can also be about, the eights do represent boundaries, so perhaps you've had to enforce some really strong boundaries, and that may have meant letting go or cutting off from someone, which we could see happening in the Three of Swords card there. It is a bit disappointing, there's a sense of disappointment, with this card, having to sort of abandon or escape or withdraw from something, feeling where nothing is what it seems, and you've had to make a decision and walk away, basically to, I think, to take care of yourself. Moving on, letting go, the loss or the change of something significant, recognizing that, and moving away from that, and of course recognizing something, having that awareness is the first step in change, and perhaps the first step in really taking care of yourself, even though perhaps a really difficult decision has had to be made or has been made for you. There's a sense too with the Eight of Cups that something is missing, and you're needing to find what that is. Perhaps from the outside your life to others looks fine and complete and full. Perhaps, we've seen this with the earlier cards there, the Nine of Coins and the King of Coins. Maybe you guys are in a really good position materially, financially, or with your work, but there is inside of you, there is some really tough, difficult stuff going on inside you, which maybe others have not been able to see. But boy, are you feeling it right now. So Eight of Cups, though, is a card of temporary difficulties. So if you're moving on and perhaps using some of the Fool energy to move on, to walk away, to cut your losses, you're freeing yourself from something, essentially. This card too can also be a little bit about isolating yourself, and being quite stuck in your doubts and your fears. But this is only a place in your head, and again, it's a choice that we make. It's okay to wallow, I think, in things for a little bit. Oh, you're only human, I'm only human. We all do that at times. But then you have to get up and keep going. You have the gift of life. What a beautiful gift that is. So if something has not been working and you've chosen to walk away, you need to find out what is missing in you and in your life. If something is missing externally in your life, it's because it's missing internally within you. So this perhaps is an invitation to go on that journey and find out, what is it that I'm really needing, not wanting but needing in me right now. Libra, some challenging stuff there for you guys that is possible to move through 100%, So I guess I would suggest take care of yourself, be brave, see things for how they are, make these difficult choices knowing that that only means you're opening up to some better choices for you, and that's a really good positive thing. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to these beautiful Dreamtime reading cards. What I'm going to do is shuffle the deck. This is I'm going to read from this little booklet I just showed you. So the Dreamtime is the Aboriginal Australian spiritual belief, I guess, system. And I'm going to leave details of the cards below. Might have mentioned that before. So this deck, I shuffle, choose one card to represent the overall theme. And what I'm going to do is to shuffle them right now on camera. These are really big cards. So they're a little tricky and awkward. But I would love to see, please universe, a card for Libra for January 2019, representing the overall theme for Librans. And as I'm shuffling, you guys have a couple of cards that have just come out there. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to pull two of them. That was the second card. Oh, look at that, courage. First card, rebirth. Unbelievable. Okay, so this one came out first. Usually I just choose one, but these two both popped out. These are both, look at that, you've got the 3 bushfire and you've got 33 sugar glider. Very interesting. Rebirth and courage. These are both dot paintings, very typical of Aboriginal Australian art. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to lay them there. I'm going to take that away. I'm just going to lay them like this. Still see them there. And I'm just going to read out both of them because maybe these are both relevant for you, which I would say They definitely are. Rebirth, I think we've seen that in the journey through your tarot cards. Three of Swords, the Fool, Eight of Cups, and then courage. Perhaps this month, I reckon, is definitely going to take some courage. But absolutely doable. You're as resilient as you need to be. Okay, first card, Bushfire, Rebirth. Traditionally, Aboriginal Australians used fire as a tool for managing their country. They often travelled around the country based on where food was available during a season. When they were finished in an area, it was often set ablaze. This was for a number of reasons. First, a lot of native eucalyptus trees need fire to germinate their seeds. Second, the clearing of the undergrowth creates new growth and ensures fresh, clear grounds for wallabies and kangaroos to graze on. This is how Aboriginal Australians managed the land they lived on for thousands of years. When you draw the Bushfire card, it is a time of powerful cleansing. The apparent devastation that occurs is also very much needed and is symbolic of your own cycles of life and death. Boy, I think we can really see that in the Three of Swords card there. So you're being given the chance to start your own cleansing fire and to send it in the direction it is most needed. So you have a lot of power there, really. I think that's what that's saying. Allow it to burn the areas of your life you need to let go of. Those which have become unmanageable and no longer offer you inspiration and growth. This card symbolises life cycles, new birth and rejuvenation. The eucalyptus or gum trees are like the phoenix. They rise from the ashes with spectacular colour and grace, as will you. Allow that which is no longer needed to be cleansed away so you can fill your world with what is fresh and green and fertile. Unbelievable. I think that's really, really relevant, especially the Eight of Cups, I think, comes in there with walking away from something, cleansing something, kind of setting something on fire to create new life and new growth, you know. Wow, that's insane. Okay, and then I'm going to read card 33. Sugar Glider, beautiful possum, representing courage. So the sugar glider is a possum, a member of the marsupial family. This mammal gives birth to tiny live young who are raised in a pouch of skin in the mother's abdomen. This tiny possum glides from tree to tree, by spreading its arms and legs and using the thin membrane of skin between them to glide to where it wants to go. It lets the air currents support it as it leaps and glides through the branches. The sugar glider's message is to have courage. It has learned to take giant leaps of faith and to focus its energy on where it wants to be. It is here to remind you that you are supported even if you don't realise it. Now is the time to jump into the unknown. Beautiful, just like the Fool card. To take risks and to do the things you have feared for so long. You know, and this could definitely be about letting go of something, facing that heartbreak, having the courage to go through that. So it is a time for action, and you can no longer stay where you feel safe and protected. You do not need to have all the answers. You just need to believe in yourself and take the first step towards your goal. Do not let your fear of the unknown hold you back. Have faith in yourself and the direction you see and take that risk, then watch your life soar. Whoa, whoa. I think both of those cards came out, well, I don't think, I'm pretty convinced both of these cards came out for you guys to really reinforce the messages that came through for you this month. To say that a change is coming, a change is necessary. Face it head on, you know, have courage. A rebirth is coming as well. Absolutely fantastic. Despite the inevitable pain and challenges and difficulty that you may well have to go through, Libra. So that is it for your reading for the month of January. A challenging month, but hopefully this clears the way for you guys for the rest of the year, and that is a fantastic thing. Take care of yourselves, okay? And I hope to see you again in February. All the best.